Namo Doi Savaridantanam, Namo Doi Savaridanam, Namo Doi Savayiriyanam, Namo Doi Savajayanam, Namo Doi Savatrikavarati Savanam, Omkaram Hindu Sanyuta Nityam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Shri Omkaraya Namo Namo, Mangalam Bhagwan Viro Mangalam Rukhamuni, Mangalam Kunkundari Ujendra Mosu Mangalam Namas Swanubhutya Jakasiti Swahai Bhavaya Vivaha Niyusanjata.
Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Arhantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Vajjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Yeso Panchanamukaro Sarvapava Panasno Manglalancha Sarvising Padamam Hoy Mangalam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namah Namo Samay Saraya Swanu Bhutya Chakasate Chitsubhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Vagnanatimira Andanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah.
पाकिस्तानी चैनल दुनिया टीवी को एक इंटरव्यू दिया है
जिननो जयवंत वर्तो जिननो समो शरण सौ जयवंत वर्तो तीर्थचार जगमा जयवंत वर्तो नमो तीर्थ नायक ने नमो ओंकार नाद ने ओंकार संगरोते ने नमो ते श्री कुंद कुंद ने अहो उपकार जिनवर नो कुंद नो ध्वनि दिव्य नो जीन कुंद ध्वनि आप्य अहो ते गुरु कानन अहो ते भगवती मातन ध्रुव अचल ने अनुपम गति पामेल सर्वे सीधने वंदे कहो सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्राभृत हरे हूँ एक शुद्ध सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय खरे कहीं अन्य ते मारु जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी हरे जम नेत्र ते मज ज्ञान नथी कारक नथी वेदक हरे जाने जकर मोदय Om Namah Siddhebhyo, Om Namah Siddhebhyo, Om Shri Siddhartmane Namah. Jai Jinendra. Jai Jinendra, everybody. Let me just share the screen. Share the screen. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
So we are doing right now I'm in Mangalayatan and it's a beautiful temple complex over here. Adinath Kun Digambar Trust and my dear friend Mr. Pawan Jain is a brainchild behind that. And right across the Mangalayatan temple complex is a DPS school, and I'm talking to you from DPS school computer lab. They have the high-speed internet, and so we'll be able to continue all our future lecture series. It was a little bit delayed. It occurred today for that one. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. So
that's beautiful. You reached there okay, huh?
Yeah, we reached okay. Everything was all right, perfectly, no problem.
Vibhuti all right?
Vibhuti is doing fine too. Yeah, she's doing.
Okay, good.
Okay. So now, last week we were talking about benefits of knowing the universe. We talked about universe, Jain universe. What is Jain universe made up of? The 6 substances, and out of those 6 substances, we described them in detail. And then we started talking about what do I know all this thing for? Why do I have to know all the thing? So we were going through benefit of knowing those substances. So we just said, first one, let me just minimize this. First one, we just said that one becomes the younger son, Lagu Nandan of the omniscient Lord, once he knows these 6 universal substances. Why? How? Well, omniscient Lord has seen in his omniscience knowledge all the universe, whole universe in cosmic space, transcosmic space, and he also seen past, present, and future of each and every mode of a given substance. Then omniscient Lord, he gave his divine sound, Divyadvani, and in that one, he described those things to us, the way they are. The Gandhar Bhagwan, the first disciple of our Lord, in this case, if we take Mahavir Swami, then Gautam Swami was a first disciple, and he took the messages and created scripture out of it. And in the lineage of Acharya Bhagwan, we got to know all these 6 universal substances. So whatever omniscient Lord knew in his own knowledge, he imparted that. I learned that. Now I know it. That's why I'm his younger son. Last time we said. What about younger son? What about prince? Why I'm not a prince? Muni Maharaj, the naked saint who is in 6th and 7th spiritual development stage. When the chapter for spiritual development stage, Gunsthana, comes, we'll go in detail about it. Right now, the monk. Monk is a one who is about to become omniscient Lord. He is that close, and so he's called the prince of omniscient Lord, and we, the mumukshus, are called younger son of the omniscient Lord. So that's first benefit I get it. Then second one, we describe in detail about it, true knowledge about existence of a thing. By whatever came in knowledge of omniscient Lord about the nature of the substances, he imparted that knowledge. Because there were 6 universal substances, he saw 6 universal substances. He did not see 5, he did not see 1, he did not see 7. He saw exactly the 6. They are present in the universe. So he saw the 6 universal substances, no more or no less. If one believes it to be 5 or more or less, then he is a wrong believer. Remember, it is a wrong belief. Whatever omniscient Lord, first thing I had to have faith in an omniscient Lord. Whatever he said, that I believed, and so if I believe less or more or anything else, then I have a wrong belief. I have mithyatva. So one starts believing in the 6 substances, and he has right knowledge about substances in the universe. I believe this one because omniscient Lord taught me. So I also get the true knowledge about existence of a given thing. That's my second benefit. We talked in detail last time. Then third one, doer and enjoyer idea disappears. That means karta, bhokta, panu, jatureshe. Means I'm the doer of a given substance. I'm the enjoyer of a given substance. That idea disappears. Why? Because this phone has its own substance as a matter particle, has its own past, present, and future, and those modifications, those modes, those parya are predetermined, prefixed. So who I am to go and change its characteristics? Who I am to go and change the universe? Who I am and go and change my surrounding? Who I am and go and change my family, my society at large? I created what all kind of ideas go away because I cannot be doer of any other alien objects of the universe. હું કોઈ પણ પદાર્થનો કરતા નથી, because everybody has their own sphere of action. I have my own sphere of action. So I remain within my own sphere of action. All the substances remain their own sphere of action. So nobody is doer of anything else. On the same time, nobody is enjoyer of everything else. Just because there's a food I enjoy? No, my enjoyment occurs within my sphere of action of the soul. In matter particles enjoyment, if there is at all anyone we want to consider, then it remains in their sphere. So my sphere of enjoyment is within me. If I'm the all-knower soul substance, then I have the super senses bliss. That is my enjoyment. So I cannot be the enjoyer of the other substances. That idea disappears just by knowing the universe. Then no knowledge mode occurring in a sequential order. This was the one which we talked in greater detail, and we had a few questions also. Remember, this substance has its own past, present, and future. This soul here has past, present, and future. Omniscient Lord, in his knowledge, he has seen past, present, future of all the universal substances, including me, including all the living organism, including all the non-living matter particle, and medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time, all the 6 universal substances, whatever was past, whatever is present, whatever is future, all the things are coming and illuminated in the knowledge of the omniscient Lord, because his knowledge has purified completely. His knowledge is completely purified, so he will witness those things. Now, if omniscient Lord witness that this thing has a certain past, this thing has a certain future, and I have my past, my future, so if I accept that part, if I understand omniscient Lord, if I believe omniscient Lord, if I put my faith in the omniscient Lord, then I have the faith in his omniscient knowledge also. And in his omniscient knowledge, he has seen every substance's past, present, future the way they are supposed to be. So I have my past, present, and future. This phone has its own past, present, future. This mouse has its own past, present, future. So, if everything is having sequential order, all the modes are in sequential order, who am I to go and change somebody's mode? Mahendra's modes are fixed, means I can go and change his mode? No, it is predetermined, prefixed. I can be simply present as an instrumental cause. Suppose somebody kills somebody. Person A is killing person B. Person B is supposed to die at that particular moment, no matter what. And person A was supposed to use the gun at that moment, no matter what. Both the things happen simultaneously, and we just say, because Mr. A released the trigger, that's why Mr. B died. No, they were all predetermined, prefixed. Omniscient Lord was supposed to give sermons, and we are present in his divine assembly hall Samosaran as listener. It was predetermined, prefixed for us to listen. It was predetermined, prefixed for him to speak. Both things combined together, and I said, oh my God, just because Lord, you spoke, that's why I learned. So this one, knowledge occurring sequential order, when I understand that part, then I take my sphere of action remains within me only, and other substances' sphere of action remains in their own field. I cannot interfere. So this one gives me the idea of independence of a given substance. Every substance in the universal are independent and eternal. And so my sphere of action remains within me. So I take my attitude away from all the objects of the universe. Where will I go? I have nowhere to go except to just sit down within me, to get concentrated within me, to look at my eternal true nature of the soul, to have the dravya drashti. When I do that, I take my attention away from all the objects of the universe, and I redirect my attention to my eternal true nature of the soul. When I redirect to my eternal true nature of the soul, Lord says, I have seen that you are going to have a Samyak Darshan mode at that time. So if I redirect to myself, the resultant mode will be a right faith mode. Samyak Darshan. So just by knowing this principle, just by knowing the universe alone, I get to know this absolutely fantastic principle of knowledge modes occurring in sequential order. Kram Baddha Paryay. Gurudev Sikhanji Swami is the first one who explained this one to us. We are extremely fortunate for that. Samaisar stands at 308 to 311. Kunkun Swami wrote down those stanza, and from those stanza, Gurudev Sikhanji Swami took this meaning out and explained to us. We are absolutely fortunate that we are greatly obliged to our Gurudev Sri, who gave this kind of ideas to us. We have come up to this time so far in the past. Last week. Now we are coming to the, we have finished it. Now we are coming to the object, knower and object of knowledge relationship. This is very, very important principle also. So let me go to the other sets of slides. I'll put this one off. Okay, so here I have the knower and object of knowledge relationship. Gnay, gnata, sambandh. We'll define all this word. Remember, if it appears to be very difficult to you, don't worry about it, because we are going to repeat these things again and again and again in the course of our further Swadhyaya, and it just take the overview right now. Don't worry about the names. Don't get bogged down into why all these difficult words and everything. Remember, simple knowing universe, and I know Gnata Gnay Sambandh. This is a very, very powerful principle that to learn. How does it happen? Omniscient Lord, in a given moment, ends up knowing past, present, future modes of each and every substance of the universe. We know that part very, very, very well. Now, therefore, from conventional perspective, remember, we'll be talking conventional perspective and absolute perspective again and again and again in detail, lots of time in the future. Right now, conventional perspective means it is not a true thing. I know what I'm talking right now. Conventional perspective is false knowledge. Wait a second. We are talking about omniscient Lord here. Bear with me. Let's talk. Conventional perspective, omniscient Lord is a knower, Gnayak. An entire cosmic and transcosmic space becomes object of knowledge, means Gnay. Remember, object is over here, subject is over here. Subject is omniscient Lord knowing. Object is universal substance, is past, present, future. So two entirely separate substances. We are showing relationship between them. They are here, omniscient Lord knows. Did omniscient Lord know because substances are there? No, he has his own capacity to know it. It is his own capacity to know anything coming on the way. this remains simply an instrumental cause. So because we are showing relationship between the principal cause, omniscient Lord, and instrumental cause, the object of the universe. Two are separate elements. And we show the relationship, and that's why it's called conventional perspective. And that's why when we go into detail in Samaya later on, in Wednesday class, we just take the stanza 6 and all these things are coming. When we are mixing up two entirely separate substances, two entirely separate elements, then it's called conventional perspective. Remember that way only. When I am the soul, I am the knower, I know it. My sphere of action within me only, then it becomes absolute perspective. When I'm mixing the two things, separate elements, omniscient Lord and object of universe, I'm mixing them up, then it becomes conventional perspective. I am create. Who am I? Originally, in fact, I'm a soul substance. And this body has an associative function with this soul substance. And I merged both of them together. And I just said, I am create. Soul substance and physical matter, non-living body. I mixed both of them up and I just said, I am create. So that becomes conventional perspective. So this is what, and again, if you don't grab the principle, it's okay because these are our beginner classes, but it's important that we get exposed to these terms. And once we know this one, then it becomes clearer in our idea, in our mind, what we are talking about and all the things. Okay, so from conventional perspective, omniscient Lord is a knower, Nayak. Entire cosmos becomes Gnay, object of knowledge. And so this is a knower and object of knowledge relationship is established. This is we are talking from omniscient Lord's perspective. Now we talk about me. I am the one. So now, similar in conventional form, I am the knower. And alien things per padarth becomes object of my knowledge. I am the knower, here sitting knower, and this is the object of my knowledge. So what happened? My soul is like a mirror. And there is a reflection, there is an illumination of this phone occurs on my mirror as a knowledge mode. And my knowledge mode ends up knowing that there is an iPhone over here. So I am the knower, and alien thing, whatever alien things I know about, I have a knowledge of particular subject. Somebody else has knowledge of different subject. Engineer has a knowledge of engineering. Computer person has a knowledge of computer system. Housewife has a knowledge about her own sphere or sphere of knowledge and everything. So everybody has different knowledge of alien things per padarth. And so I am the knower and everything else is an object of knowledge. That's why it's a knower and object of knowledge relationship. Gnata, Gnay, Sambandh. So this is a very powerful relationship that I end up knowing. Remember one thing, one has to remember. I'm the knower, my sphere of action occurs over here, and this is the object of knowledge. It is its own sphere of action in its own field. So two have separate sphere of action. I simply end up knowing them. That's it. So Gnata, Gnay, Sambandh, knower and object of knowledge. Such a difficult microscopic principle. You mean I understand just by knowing universe? Acharya Bhagavan says, yes. You have not even wet your feet yet, and now you know so many details about these relationship and all kind of things. So this is what we are learning in this object when we know the universe. Now, so this becomes relationship of knower and object of knowledge, Gney Gnayak Sambandh. Gney Gnayak Sambandh. So this is very important fact that we end up learning by knowing universe. So now are these substances mixed with each other? Now, when omniscient Lord knows universal substances, you mean does it get merged with them? Does it go inside with all the substances and know it? Well, let's see what it says over here. Every substance says separate and does not does its own meaningful work. Derek Padarth Potani Artha Kriya Kare છે. Every substance keeps on doing its own meaningful work. And they remain separate. For example, if we are eating the food right now, I'm eating the chapati right now, and there is a salt inside, and I enjoy the chapati with the salt. The chapati has its own existence. Salt inside has its own existence. They are merged together. They appear to be merged together, but they entirely maintain their separateness. As we said again and again and again before, in this room there are several light bulbs are going on, and all those light bulbs are giving the light, which the whole room is absorbing all the lights. If there are 10 bulbs, 10 lights are absorbed. If the million bulbs, million lights will be absorbed, but each light will have its own separate existence. If the million colors are there, and if I put the red color off, red color light, then red color will disappear from the room. If I take yellow out, yellow will disappear. Same way, all the substances, remember in the first time when we talked, we said that all the substances are present in a given smallest space unit of the universe. But even though they are together in one space point, they are entirely separate. They do their own work. They don't interfere in anybody else's work. Then no substance does work for anybody else. I as a soul do my own work. Body as its own way does its own work. I cannot control body functions. Body functions cannot control my functions. They are entirely separate, even though they are in the same sphere. Okay, I want to move my finger down. I means me as a soul. I want to move. And when I say move, the finger moves. But no, actually, if we dissect that whole thing, this is separate things happening, because in the finger also there is a soul substance present. So what the soul substance did, what did soul substance do? It simply said, I wish the finger can move. That's all soul substance did. Nothing else. At the same specific time, the matter particle of the finger, let's continue, consider that as a one matter particle, one matter only, that this finger has its own sphere of action and said, I want to move. Soul did the inclination and finger did the movement. Those two things happen separately. Now, when my finger is over here, when moving down, means medium of motion is helping. Same space point. Then finger came over here and stopped. Medium of rest stopped. Medium of rest was present when the finger stopped moving. Now, when this finger is standing over here, occupying certain space point, when finger went down, it is occupying other space point. Time at T0, finger is standing here. T1 is moving down. T2, little bit more. T3 and Tn at the end of the time. This is different time. So all these 6 universal substances are together when even a finger is moving. But again, all those substances do the. I said, move my finger moved, so I'm the doer. No, I'm not the doer. I'm just the observer about it. So, summary, we quickly go through, then we'll just take the second subject. So, universe is there. First one, I became the younger son of the omniscient Lord. True knowledge about existence of a thing comes to be known. Doer and enjoyer idea disappears. Karta, bhokta, panu disappears. Then knowledge of modes occurring in sequential order, kram bad paryay. And last thing is knower and object of knowledge relationship, gnay gnayak sambandh. You mean this is the very first thing I learned and this much depth is there inside? Yes. Idea of Acharya Bhagwan right now for us is just to understand the depth of the subject. Don't worry how I'm going to reach there and everything. I am going to reach there. If I make the determination, I want to know, I want to learn, I'm going to go for it. I have the desire, I will end up learning all these things. Think about it. In your own worldly work that you are performing, one goes to work as an engineer, one goes to work as a doctor, one goes to work as an accountant, one goes to work as a school teacher. They did not become overnight expert in that field, but they continued their interest in that field and ultimately they become expert. If I understand this universe, then all these things will be known to me no matter what. That's why I had to know this universe. You know, in the beginning, when I was learning the spirituality and everything, and my teachers were telling me that learn this one, learn that. I said, but why do I have to know all this universe? Who cares? Omniscient Lord knows everything or not. But now, after so many years of study and everything, I said, oh my God, what an important thing that has passed by my life, you know. So this is very important for us. I think this is the end of the slide. Now we are going to go to the substance. Now we finish universe. Then we go to substance. In each substance, first we go in general as a substance, and then from substance, we'll just talk about what is a soul substance, what's a matter substance, what's a medium of ocean, medium of race, space and time. So we'll talk about the substances. Then we talk about their attributes. Then we'll talk about their modifications and everything. So we will be going deeper and deeper and deeper, slowly but surely, putting next step for sure to further our spirituality, to further our interest, to further about knowledge of Jainism, that this is a perfect philosophy that has put forward questions or answers for every question one may have it. So, you know, it just have the faith. Just simply have the, remember, when you are in the college or high school and you are given a theorem, to prove the theorem, what do you say before? First, you said, for example, prove that A equal to B. That's a hypothesis. And then you go through several steps, and therefore, at the end, you come to conclude that therefore A equal to B, because I went through several steps to prove it. So here also, I accept the principles the way they are right now, they have been told to us right now. And then when I keep on understanding, I analyze myself. Remember, I'll do my own work. Nobody else is going to help me out. Material is there everywhere. You open the internet, tons and tons and tons and tons of material for Jainism is available. Gurudev Sikhanji Swami's 9,200 hours of lectures are available online. Okay, start reading those things. Start listening to those things. Start digest. It will take the whole lifetime. So I have to have desire. I have to have interest. I have to have inquisitiveness. Then I will be succeeding. And why not? I am giving homage to my omniscient Lord, my enlightened monks, my holy scripture. When will I give that homage? Only when I digest, understand, put into the action, make my lifestyle that way. So we are going to make it. So no problem over there. So let's go to the next subject over here. I'll close down this one and come to the next thing. Okay, now we are going to talk about substance. So we are talking substance, which is called dravya. So we'll talk about what is this substance. And again, same way pattern will be going. We'll understand this substance in detail, and then we'll find out, why should I know it? What's the benefit of my knowledge? Amazing. When we finish this chapter, substance alone, it opens the horizon to the limitless area. So let's see what it says, substance. Now, what is known as substance? I mean, dravya kone kahi sakai? These are basic questions. Well, collection of attribute is known as a substance because the substance has an infinite amount of attributes within. And as the slide progresses, we'll talk about what that infinite means. But right now, let's say collection of infinite attribute is known as a substance. For example, I am the soul as a substance. Then I have the attribute of knowledge, which separates me from all rest of the substances of the universe. This one has no knowledge. It's a matter. It is a touch, taste, smell, seeing, hearing, those kind of attributes, these matter particles, they have it. Me as a soul has a knowledge attribute. But we talk about one thing only. But actually, the substance is made up of infinite attributes. For example, I gave you 2 edible white powder in 2 separate bowls. And I just said, Kathy, you find it out and tell me what are these 2 substances are. You said, okay. You picked up, pinch up those material, put it on your tongue, and you said, this is sugar. And you tasted the other one, this is salt. Wait a second, how did you come to conclusion so fast, so quick? Well, out of this infinite attributes, I made one attribute as principal thing, taste attribute. And I said, this is a sweet taste, so it has to be sugar. This is a salty taste, it has to be salt. It's a knowledge attribute perceived in this one, this has to be soul. So we just picked up one important attribute, but that gives idea about infinite attributes. So we don't have to worry about how will I know infinite attributes within me. You will know it if you know one. You know one, you know all. So that's what is it. Okay, so then let's say. Now, collection of attributes. Can one say that it means universe? No. Collection of attributes are known as substance right now. And all the substances together represents universe. So again, attribute has relationship with the substance and substance has relationship with the universe. So that kind of thought process, it should be going on with me. Now, collection of attribute represents a substance, right? Yes. Then, which substance does it represent? Collection of attributes are there. Which substance does it represent? And it represents any substance of the universe. Any substance of the universe with having attribute, then that substance is known as a substance. Then from types perspective, there are 6 universal substances: soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space, and time. The 6 universal substances from the types perspective. But when I go from the number perspective, as we talked last week, they're infinite in number. Infinite souls are there, infinite amount of matter particles are there, space, medium of motion, medium of rest, they are 1 in number, and time units are innumerable, just the same as a space has innumerable space points. So that means all the 6 substances are infinite in nature, and each substance of the universe has infinite attribute within. Amazing, right? Okay, let's see next. So souls are infinite, matter particles are infinitely infinite, medium of motion, medium of rest, and space are 1 each number, and time units are innumerable, same as a space point of the universe. So that's why they become infinite number of total substances in the universe. And each substance has infinite attribute within. Now, okay, so what are the different names of these substances are called? This will be basically Indian names. It's called Vastu, it is called Sat, it is called Satta, it is called Tattva, it is also called Anvay, it is called Earth, it is called Padarth. Several different names are there which are synonymous for substance. And these are the words. Why we are throwing these words at to us? Because time to time, from different perspective, different Acharya Bhagwan in different scripture will use different words for substances. He will say Padarth, or he will say Vastu, he will say Sat, Satta, Tattva, Anvay. So several different names are there, but they're synonymous. So as long as I get exposed to this thing right now, I know what to expect in the future, right? Okay. Now, am I having attributes? Am I having attributes? Yes, because I'm a living substance, right? I'm the soul. I'm the living. I'm consciousness, a conscious element, natured soul substance. So I also have infinite attribute within me. Okay. Liberated soul, Siddha Bhagwan, does he also have attributes? Yes. Siddha Bhagwan is also a soul substance. He is a conscious element, just like me, and that's why liberated soul, Siddha Bhagwan also has attribute. How many? Infinite attribute. Siddha Bhagwan will be a soul substance, and as a result, Siddha Bhagwan also has infinite attribute within. Okay, then the lowest form of living being Nigod Jiv, are they also having attributes? Yes, they are also living substances, and because they are substances, they have infinite attributes. Remember the lowest form of living being, the Nigod Jiv. It is full of attributes, it's full of infinite attributes, just like the Siddha Bhagwan, just like me and everything. So think about it. Any living creature we see, any ant passing by this, passing under my feet, I have to be careful because they also have infinite attributes, just like me. So we have to be very careful with those kind of things. Okay? Now, liberated soul, Siddha Bhagwan, and lowest form of soul, Nigod, and any other transmigratory soul, means Sansari Jeev, do they have same amount of attributes? See, now the question is, Siddha Bhagwan is a Siddha Bhagwan. It's my ultimate aim and everything. Lowest form of life is the lowest form of life possible that one can be. And in between, anybody could be the 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. It could be heavenly soul, the infernal soul, plant, animal, or human. Everybody. Do they have same attribute? Yes, they all have infinite attributes and also having exactly the same attributes. Siddha Bhagwan has an infinite attribute. Exact same number is present within me. Exact same number is present in the Nigot Jeev also. So this is very, very important that everybody has the same number of attributes. Now we'll be going a little further. Now that I understood that any living being, every transmigratory soul, or Siddha Bhagwan, or lowest possible form of life, they have infinite attribute, same amount of attribute. Do matter atomic particle being a substance has same number of attribute as liberated soul? Remember the question. Understand the question. Matter atomic part. If this phone I divide into 2 and further into 2 and further into 2 and keep on doing till I come to a point physically it is impossible for me to divide into 2. It is not called atom. Atom also is a big aggregate of particles. So the atom of the science atom, which has a proton, neutron, electron, all so many things are within that. So that atomic particle is not single particle. Even we still go further down, and the last microscopy is a really a puny word, but lack of better word that we have it, we just use the microscopic word. But even the last possible particle, which cannot be divided into, is also called a substance and has same number of attributes. Siddha Bhagwan. Siddha Bhagwan is infinite attribute. This atomic particle also has infinite attribute, but yes, because matter also is a substance. That's why, just like the soul is a substance, matter is substance. So that matter particle is infinite attribute, just like the soul. Remember, I'm just saying number-wise. Number of attribute in a matter is exactly the same as number of attribute in the living, liberated soul. But matter may have different types of attribute, but from numbers perspective, they have the same attribute like soul, means infinite number attribute. Remember, don't get confused over here. We want to clarify this one. Matter particle also has as much number of attribute as a soul substance has it. Only thing that different types. This is different type. So matter particle has a same number of attribute, like infinite number of attribute, but they're different type, and that's why they are called matter. That's why this is called soul. Soul has a knowledge attribute principally. Matter particle has a touch, taste, smell, etc. types of principal attribute. So number are same, but the types are different. So those are the attributes we are talking. Now we just say further down. Medium of motion, medium of space, and time. Do they all have the same attribute like a liberated soul or like any living substance? Yes. As they are also substances, number of attributes are same, that is infinite. Of course, they are different types than the soul, but the numbers perspective, the same infinite attributes are present. So if I put X amount of attributes in a soul substance, same X amount of attributes are present in a matter particle, same X amount of particles, attributes are present in medium of motion, medium of space, and time. So all 6 universal substances have the exact number of attribute, number. Types are different because they have their own characteristics. So types are different, but number of attributes are same. Okay? Having said that, why do you make my life miserable? Why do I have to, what do I learn from knowing all these attributes and substance and what do I learn from this one? Well, the important thing we are going to learn from this one. Am I about the time? Can somebody say I'm losing my time track right now? Is it?
No, it's 10 more minutes, dear
Okay.
Uncle.
Okay, good. Okay, because I'm so confused with this time, different places. And anyway, okay, so 10 more. Okay, that's very good. So we'll finish this part. So what do I learn from this knowing that the attributes are same in all the universal substances? Well, let's see. Number one, collection of attributes is known as a substance. We know that part. We know that definition very, very well. What does one learn from this fact? When one learns that, one ends up feeling grandeur about its own soul substance. One ends up feeling grandeur. Potana દ્રવ્યની મહાનતાનું એને અનુભવ થાય છે. He feels grandeur about his own soul substance, that am I this one? Do I have all this thing within me? Why do I worry about anything else in this universe then? So let's talk why this grandeur comes to me. What is the reason? Well, नीच भगवान की महिमा. नीच भगवान की महिमा आती है, मुझे नीच भगवान की महिमा आएगी कि मेरा भगवान आत्मा, मैं भगवान आत्मा कितना बड़ा, कितना विशाल हूं, मेरी कितनी कैपेसिटी है. That's what I'm going to learn on this one. So how do I learn that one? Well, before we go that one, we'll have some of the word infinite coming several times. So I just want to explain something. How many possible combinations one can have with 2 digits? 10 to 99. How many possible combinations can be there? Possibly 89, right? 99 and 10. So 99 minus 10 is 89 possible combination could be there in 2-digit numbers. How many possible combinations one can have with 3 digits? 899. 100 to 999. So possible 899 combination could be there in 3-digit numbers. How many possible combinations one can have with 4 digits? 1000 to 9999. So no, 8,000, 9,000, whatever. I mean, I'm messing it up this number. How many possible 4 digits? 1,000 and 9,999 means we take 1,000 outside. 8,999. 8,009. I forgot to put 9 digit over here. So that many possible combinations are there. Now let's come to the last part. That how many possible combinations one can have the infinite numbers? Infinite possible combinations could be there, right? So once we understand that infinite word has an infinite possible combinations, if we understand that part, then we'll be able to understand next series of bullets very, very easy. Okay, let's see. So souls are infinite in numbers. In the universe, souls are infinite in numbers. Okay, number one. Number two, matter atomic particles are infinitely infinite in numbers. The second infinite. So this is first infinite, this is second infinite, number 2 infinite, right? Then comes third is a samay. Samay is the smallest unit of time. Smallest unit of time is defined in the scripture, and as we are progressing further, we will be able to know that definition. But right now, let's say samay is a smallest unit of time. A moment, we can use the word, and in a blink of an eye, innumerable samay, that means time units pass by. In a blink of an eye, innumerable time units pass by. What does it mean? Innumerable means 10 raised to 29 and beyond is called innumerable. So that many samay pass by in a blink of an eye. And now we talk my existence since time infinite in the past, and it will remain for time immortal in the future. How many samay units going to be there? There's going to be the third infinite. This Samaya, the past, present, and future are infinite times more than matter atomic particles. So third infinite came there. Okay. Now, fourth one, the space point. The space point is the smallest area of the space which is present in a cosmic space and also trans-cosmic space we have to consider. So all the space points of the cosmos and trans-cosmic space combined together becomes infinite times more than Samaya is. So there's a fourth infinite. Hang on to it with me, okay? Because we are going further up. Now, how many attributes in a given substance is infinite times more than the space point of the universe, the space point of the cosmic and transcosmic universe. That's a fifth universe coming. Remember, that many attributes are sitting within me. I don't care anybody else. Yes, matter particle has same number of attributes also. Medium motion, medium space, time, and all those things also in the same amount. But me, attribute, me as a soul has that many infinite attributes residing within me. Isn't it a great thing? Well, we are still going deeper. Now, the total number of, so now we talk about attributes in me, right? Now, when we take total number of attributes in all the substances of the universe, not only soul, not only matter, but soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of phase, space and time, all those substances, infinite substances, and we take their attribute, then how many attributes will be there? Number six type of infinite attributes will be present. Then number 7, okay, the modes, the parya, the modifications of all the substances in the universe. When Kevali Bhagwan is seeing all the past, present, future of all the substances modification, how many of those things are there? There's a 7th infinite is there. And here comes number 8. Smallest indivisible part of a mode is known as avibhag pratiched. Now, I have a mode right now. At a given samay, a given moment, there is one modification occurring in me as a soul substance. And if I take that modification, that mode, that paryay, and I go to the imaginary lab and I dissect this mode, imagination, because that mode is indivisible. But let's presume that I'm dissect. I can find out the smallest possible part of the mode, which is not called avibhag pratiched. And how many of those avibhag praticcheds are there? Of the modes, of the attributes of all the substances are infinite times more than the modes of the universe. Remember, this is the eighth infinite we are talking. Remember previous slide we said infinite can have infinite possible combination. So this is what we are talking about, infinity right now. It just opens our horizon and say, my God, what infinite means now. That gives an idea. And now, what happens? All number 1 to number 8, all infinites, soul, matter, time units, and the space, and attribute, all those 8 things that we describe, they are called object of knowledge. They are called object of knowledge. Remember we said Aryan Bhagwan, the Siddha Bhagwan, liberated soul and omniscient Lord, in their own pure knowledge mode, they can see all these objects of knowledge, all this number 1 to number 8, 1 to 8, all these infinite things, they can witness that one, that all those 1 to 8 are called object of knowledge. Okay, having said that, in me as a soul has a capacity of knowing these 8 objects of knowledge in one mode. I had this omniscience knowledge mode within me in the dormant form. Remember, I just said in the first bullet, I said, omniscient Lord can see all this object of universe, object of a knowledge. Me as a soul also has capacity. I have capacity hidden within me. It is sitting in the dormant form. And if I just wake up the dormancy, the volcano will erupt, and I will be able to know everything just like the omniscient Lord knowing the objects of the universe. So I have that capacity. It is sitting in a dormant form within me. It is hidden within me. Now, in fact, this one mode of pure form of knowledge, we are talking omniscient Lord, and my capacity, in this mode I have capacity. In this one mode of a pure form of knowledge has capacity to know even if there were infinite universes were present. Not only this universe, but this knowledge mode has a capacity to know even there are possibly infinite universes were present. Look at the grandeur of my knowledge mode alone. How much it can see, how much it can perceive. Sure, it's in dormant form, but it is within me, right? I can wake it up. I can make them wake up. So, these types of infinite modes are present in the latent form within me. This one mode can have capacity to know infinite universes also. And that kind of infinite modes are present in the latent form, in the dormant form within me right now. All right, let's go next. So, these types of infinite knowledge modes are present within my knowledge attribute. Now, see how Acharya Bhagavan is trying to take us to the next level. These infinite knowledge modes are present within my knowledge attribute, and I, as a soul, has infinite such attributes like knowledge attribute within me. I'm the soul substance. I'm the knower of all this attribute. This gives me a feeling of grandeur about me as a soul substance. Can you imagine who am I? Gosh, amazing amount of capacity is hidden within me, and I can have capacity to know all these things. So I have a grandeur within me. I have all those infinite attributes within me, and this kind of information leads me to look within me, to bring the attention within me. Remember, this is the very first step. What is attribute? What is soul substance? That's all we are talking about. We are not going anything deeper than that. But the nature of the beast is such that it just pulls us into the deep. It takes us to the abyss, that there is no point of return for us. I can assure, knowing these things, you are going to say, I'm going to know more and more and more about this thing because these are the facts. These are the facts as witnessed by omniscient Lord. There are no if and or buts. If I don't understand, it is my weakness of understanding, not because those things are not there. I had to create that attitude within me. If I had that kind of attitude, then certainly I'm going to be progressing further and further, deeper and deeper. And one final moment, I will obtain right faith, I'll obtain Samyak Darshan, and that means I'm taking challenge, I'm giving challenge to the Aryan Bhagwan that, you know what, I am going to become like you. And that kind of challenge we are throwing to him. And we are going to be successful for that. Any questions so far? We have covered so much. This is only one benefit of knowing substance. We'll have a lot more coming, and hang on to your seat and we'll make it. So any question we can entertain right now.
Can I ask a question, Kirtanko?
Yeah, Beta.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. So I have 2 questions. I want to know the source, if possible, the series of sort of higher and higher amounts of stuff. We went through 8 infinities. Is that in Karnanu Yoga or something?
Karnanu Yoga chapter, yes, Karnanu Yoga.
Okay.
And more also in Dravyana Yoga too, It's a Karnanu
Okay,
Yoga combined, yeah.
And the 10 to the 29 number that you keep kind of suggesting for the innumerable, that's also in the Shastras in Karnanu Yoga?
Karnanu Yoga. Actually, just for it is kind of gross understanding purpose that it is the scripture says 10 to 29 and beyond, but sometimes innumerability and infinite, there is kind of the merging, there is kind of very gray area. What do you call infinite and what do you call innumerable? It is kind of very indistinct line. So
there, in Jainism, there's 3 kind of distinctions, like for each one, like Utkrusht and Madhyam and the third one. Like,
and so if one is extremely interested, then Dhaula Granth has all this extreme detail explanation given, and I'll tell you. I try to understand that part, and midway I got totally lost because it is so much minute detail, microscopic things given, and it is but there is a proof given what is a lowest form of infinity, what is medium of infinity, what is intense form of infinity. All those things are given in the scriptures. Yes, in Karnanu,
wow.
Especially Dhaula.
I'm asking just to increase my, respect for this. So, but at 10 to the 29, they didn't have exponentiation form. How did they describe that number? Did they say 1 with 29 zeros or something?
Yeah, one with 29 zeros.
Shastrama?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Girdunko.
Actually, you know what? Now that you opened it up, actually the mathematical formulas, the radius or the area of a circle, how one can come to know about the area of the circle. Karnanu Yoga has a specific formula given, which right now then we'll know pi r square is area of the circle or whatever the thing. The definition of pi is given exactly what it means and everything. So it is, you can say, my God, if not infinity, at least 2,500 years back, Lord Mai Sai Bhagwan gave the sermon, and from that one, we understood that part also. That was explained at the time, and we just feel amazing grandeur about this Jain principles, Okay, any other questions?
આ બધું YouTube પર મૂકવાના હતા એ મુકાઈ ગયું છે?
નથી બેન, મારે છે ને બહુ ટાઈમ નહોતો, અને પેલા આપણે Hamal was also tied up with his exams and everything. So what I will do, I will send out the copy of this one, and when the time permits, which right now for next 10 weeks I'm going to be here, and Hamal will be there. So it may or may not be possible to put right on time. I wanted to do it, but it didn't happen, But it will be there.
વેલું મોડું મુકાશે ને?
Huh?
વેલું મોડું તો મુકાશે ને?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
અચ્છા, અને કાલે આવતીકાલે 9 વાગે મળવાનું છે?
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be meeting at, tomorrow is a Wednesday. So 9 o'clock New York time, 6 o'clock Phoenix time, we'll be meeting. And same thing for Thursday also we'll meet for the Panchastika. Now, one more request I have for all of you, and I'll send the email. November 1st, the time changes are occurring. So this class that we are taking right now for New York, it will remain the same time. The West Coast, it will remain same time. But for Phoenix, instead of 6:30 p.m., we'll make it 7:30 p.m.
It's okay.
Okay, and I'll send it out information on the email right now, so
Then
you'll be able to understand.
Kirit, we'll have to end at 8:30 because 8:30 is Udghosh also.
So I think Piyush also changes time. So I'll send the email to him because he also has to change the time. Usually he changes half an hour,
Okay.
So I'll send the email to him. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? And what I will try to do is, yesterday I didn't have phone or internet access available, but what I'll do, I'll keep on sending informations ahead of the time that what time we are meeting and things like that. Sometime it may not be possible, so you may have to excuse me for skipping the class, ditching the class. So please help me out, okay? All right.
It looks like you do have a phone because you did send a WhatsApp. Message.
Last night, I mean, it was kind of a crazy thing that I had to send it out, and it is, okay.
So you have WhatsApp?
No, yeah, WhatsApp is there. WhatsApp is there, and I have my Viber also is working. It will be working from today onwards. I'll get a SIM card, so
Okay.
I'll be okay. Ciao. Thank you very much. Let's do the question. Jalani ke gyan se suje lokal sovani nastaka namo sada deta hu de. No ba namo kamantra. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Namo rantana namo siddhana namo anand namo jam namo loya sausanam. Jai Jinendra, Mitchai Dukram. We'll see you next week.
Michami Dukram.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.